What's up, everyone? Here to talk to you about Metroid Other M, a game that a lot of people have been discussing and debating about whether it lives up to the Metroid franchise or if it falls short. And in my opinion, it honestly falls short for me. It's just an average game, but I'll get into the whole details. Let me start off by telling to you how this game kind of came around. Everyone knows it was announced, I think, last year or the year before, I don't even remember, at Nintendo's, they have their own summit, like a media summit. And I think that's where they announced it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they announced that they were working with Team Ninja. They were handing this game over to Team Ninja to make it for them, and they were going to publish it. And fans were like, "Wow, this is nuts!" You know, Team Ninja did Ninja Gaiden, which is a huge series, and it's very, very well made. So they had very high hopes for this. And so the day came when I played it. I got it on release day. Amazon, that $20 video game credit, which I'm going to use on God knows what, but it's a great deal. Means I paid like $30 for this game, if you think about it. So, anyway, the story makes me want to kill myself. Let me explain why though. The story is very, very, very much the center of this game. The whole game revolves around the story, and that's not a Metroid game in my opinion. A Metroid game is, oh, there's an alien or something, you gotta go investigate on a ship or a planet or something. And you go there, and you're just exploring the whole time. It's not really like you have to go and rescue these people, or you have these motivations for why you're doing these things in the game. And that's what Samus is in this game. She kind of acts like a female, like your stereotypical female that everyone thinks of, like a wife, complaining all the time. And she has this freaking narrative she's doing the whole entire time, and it's just in the same tone of voice. She just describes everything she does, and I just want her to shut up because it's just terrible voice acting. The way I think I should kind of describe this game to you is it feels very 15 years ago, like a PS1 era, B type game. It's not like Resident Evil voice acting. Like Nintendo, they excel when they try to do what they want to do, but when they hand something over and they're like, alright, we want you to make this new formula for our game. Because it very much plays very differently, and I'll get to why that is. And Nintendo, they gave it to them, and Team Ninja is like, what are we going to do with this? Let's give it a shot. And they gave it a shot, and there was things that it did right, and there was things that it did wrong, and a Metro game is it's supposed to be an above average game at the very least. Hey, I didn't even like the Prime series that much, but I think in terms of the Prime series staying true to Metroid's roots, it was done very, very well, where in this game it was not done well at all. Okay, so the gameplay is kind of simplified, and it's kind of easy for a Metroid game. You're on this ship, you're investigating a distress call, you meet up with some old companions from the Air Force or the Galactic Federation, excuse me. And you go and you're investigating the whole place, and there's a little map in the corner. Of course, considering the first Metroid didn't even have a map, you had to draw the whole map by hand. So they really simplified it down in that regard. And it kind of gives you these little waypoints that you have to go to, and it'll be changing all the time and showing you, you gotta go take this elevator, and it'll guide you there. The map will be pointing to it the whole time. And it's a very linear game. I think there's only so many places you can go, and that's kind of a problem because a Metroid game, yeah, there were certain doors you were not able to unlock until later on, but there was literally no doors to go through. There was oh, maybe you can blow up this little thing and then go into Morph Ball and then roll up the side, and then you'll get a missile upgrade there, or a health upgrade or something, for example. And the Metroid game would have entire rooms filled with enemies, and you go to that bottom and there's nothing there. I mean, the end of the little thing, and you go there and there's nothing there, but you have to blow up a wall or something. And that's what I like about the Metroid games, because it's really not a game that kind of holds your hands and guides you along. And that's what was done in this game, and it kind of takes away from the game, in my opinion. So then you start out the game with all of your powers, but no, you're not authorized to use them, because the guy you met, the leader of the team you met, he had this relationship with Samus, which goes from being he's a father figure to her to they've just been fucking every single day, and he's a boyfriend to her. So they really never clarified which was which. So I just assumed it was very, very sexually energized father or something. I don't even know. But so that she's not allowed to use all her powers until he authorizes it, which that's kind of weak, I think, for kind of saying, oh, you know, she can't use her powers, even though it would make the game like 95 times easier if she could just blast her way through. But you know, then the story would fall apart because she'd have to go to certain places at certain times. But you know, not that that's really a big deal, but there's times where you just like this, just with your hand in your face in your hand, just shaking your head because, for example, she goes to this like lava place and her health drains because she doesn't have the Varia suit on that blocks the fire damage. And then so only when she gets to the boss, that's when she can activate the suit, because the guy calls in, Samus, I authorize you to use Varia suit. And now she can use the fire suit, which I'm just like, oh my god, why don't you just use it? It makes your life entirely like so much easier. What's he gonna do? Oh, well, he's not even her like subordinate. No, not subordinate. The commanding officer or whatever. He's just some like douchebag guy that when she left in the Air Force, she never forgot about him, and then yada yada yada, and they meet up. So what jurisdiction does he have over her? She's a bounty hunter. She can do whatever the fuck she wants. Frankly, her guns are fucking bigger than all of them. She could kill them all if she wanted to. So the story, I just really stopped paying attention. I'm not going to get into any details, but it has a few nice twists, I think. I think some of the twists are nice, and it's a very nice game graphically to look at. I think I really can't complain. It really pushes the Wii, I think, to its limits, which aren't that good of limits, but I think they're kind of starting to reach the threshold of what the Wii can do, especially with this game. So the graphics are nice. The sound is also nice. It's a very nice mood-setting. Nothing spectacular, nothing like we're used to with Metroid, but it's definitely, I think, worthy of at least being like almost a Metroid game, good soundtrack, which is, I think that's good enough for a team that didn't even, make the series itself. It's decent, I think. Oh, what else do I want to talk about? The controls. Fuck the controls. The controls, it's like this. Hold on, I got the Wiimote right here. Alright, so you got this. You hold it like this, the D-pad is how you move. This is, I think one was charge up the beam, and then two was jump. And then A, you could morph into the ball, and then you could shoot your little bombs with one. And that was just kind of bad, because then, that would have been okay. But then you have to point it at the screen. And so you're pointing at the screen, and then you go into the first person mode, and you're like looking around. And you get kind of used to it, but at times, at the first part of the game, you're like trying to shoot the enemies, because some of the enemies you can only kill by using missiles, which you can only use by pointing at the screen. So you point it, and you look at it, and you'll get hit, because you can't do the dodge, because you can dodge by tapping the left and right buttons before an enemy attacks, and it's very, very forgiving with that. I was dodging left and right, like my friend Phone said, he said that quick step is godlike, and it really is. So, aside from the fact that I feel like they should have put the Wiimote in the nunchuck, and then you move with the analog, and you can aim here, and you can like hit a button, and then you'll go to third-person mode, you can run with this and shoot with this. That would be pretty cool. The game is really easy, which that's, I think, the most important part about it, because I was able to breeze through this game, like sipping a Diet Coke, relaxing, chilling, eat some chips. Because the game is not hard. The final boss is a joke. Every single boss is a joke, except for like maybe one or two, and overall, just I don't know what they were thinking with this game. There's some cool features. I mean, the gameplay's nice. I don't really see any flaws with how they did just the gameplay in general and moving from point A to point B. And the bosses are, while they're entertaining to fight, they are very, very easy. They have like one or two attack patterns, and I think that was more so on a fault of Nintendo, because Nintendo wants to make everything family-friendly and simplified, and let's dumb it down for people. So instead of giving us like Team Ninja, Ninja Gaiden, balls to the wall difficulty, not that I'd want that, but something close to that would be nice. No, let's make it, oh, you can dodge, and the map tells you everywhere to go, so no one's going to complain, and then we don't have to release a strategy guide, and just make harder games, please. I just want to play something that's manly. All she did this game was fucking complain and just say dumb stuff and just get on my nerves overall as a human being. The game was good. The story was terrible. I'm about to go get high again because this game is just $50. Not worth $50 in my opinion. Definitely not worth $50. Rent it. Beat it in less than a week. It's a 9-hour game. You can breeze through it. You can get most of the stuff on your way. I think I collected like 60% of the items. And that was on my first playthrough, and I didn't even hit 9 or 10 hours. So, that's it. I'm done here. Peace out.